Egyptian pyramids. In this video, you will get to know 30 secrets of the Egyptian pyramids. All the secrets known and unknown. These facts show that the structures at the Giza Pyramid Complex in Egypt are truly marvels of engineering. From hidden shafts to sapphire-toothed saws, these are the most fascinating facts about these engineering marvels. The pyramids were once the tallest human-built structures. The Great Pyramid of Giza, also known as the Pyramid of Khufu, was built, according to most estimates, between about 2550 to 2590 BC. The structure was truly colossal and remained the tallest human-built structure for many centuries until the construction of the Lincoln Cathedral with its original spire in 1311 AD. This is an incredible achievement, especially given the ancient Egyptians' relatively rudimentary knowledge of construction and engineering. Even today, building such a structure would be a massive engineering task. There are actually more than 100 pyramids in Egypt. When you think about the pyramids of Egypt, how many come to mind? 5. 10. In fact, there are, by some estimates, more than 130, give or take. Not only that, but many experts believe more will be found in the coming years. The reason why so many were constructed is hotly debated, but it is clear they had a very important role to play in ancient Egyptian culture. Pyramid stones weighed more than an elephant. Would you believe us if we told you that some of the stone blocks used to build the pyramids weigh in excess of 70 tons? The average weight of each of the 2.3 million stone blocks in the Great Pyramid is around 2.5 tons. However, many weigh as much, if not more, than your average elephant. We may never really know all of the details of how these rocks were moved, but some ancient Egyptian documents and wall paintings do offer clues. For example, stones appear to have been maneuvered on sleds, likely over wetted sand. But there is much more to learn, and this continues to be a highly interesting area of experimental archaeology. The pyramids are not completely solid. Another fascinating fact about the pyramids is that there exists an intricate web of passages, shafts, and chambers within and underneath the pyramids at Giza. The purpose of these structures is not fully understood, but many theories exist. The pyramids were not built by slaves. Contrary to popular belief, the builders of the pyramids were not slaves, either Israelites or others. Current research, especially the discovery of records from the time, indicate workers were well paid and well fed. It also seems likely that the workforce, as well as food and other essentials, came from all across Egypt. Not only that, but the work was considered highly prestigious, with many workers given the honor of being buried in tombs near the sacred pyramids. The Great Pyramid was very well constructed. While the ancient Egyptians built many pyramids, not all have survived intact to the current day. However, examples like the Great Pyramid and the other pyramids at Giza have. Why? One reason is that the Egyptians got better at building pyramids over time. Some researchers think that the Egyptians hadn't been able to cut the stones accurately enough to make the joints of earlier pyramids really tight. Over time, moisture got into the joints, and this expanded and contracted as the weather changed, pushing the stones apart, ultimately leading to erosion over time. The Great Pyramid was also built using granite, which tends not to soak up water. Craftsmen also learned how to make tight joints in the casing covering the pyramid, meaning the pyramid could shed water instead of absorbing it, ultimately preserving it. The pyramids appear to be aligned with the stars. The ancient Egyptians appear to have used two constellations to align their pyramids in a north-south direction, the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper. This alignment is so precise that their north-south positions are within an accuracy of up to 0.05 degrees. However, it is important to note that the alignment of stars is constantly changing, albeit at a very slow rate. Special mortar helped the pyramids survive. There is an old Arab proverb that translates roughly to, "Man fears time, time fears the pyramids." Part of the reason for the pyramid's survival appears to be their builder's choice of mortar. Analysis has shown that a super strong mortar may have been used to fix the stones in place. What's more, a lot of it was used. According to some estimates, around 500,000 tons of mortar were used in the construction of the Great Pyramid alone. There are secret doors inside the pyramids. The Great Pyramid contains three main rooms: the Queen's Chamber, the Grand Gallery, and the King's Chamber. Egyptologists have recently discovered two tunnels, about 20 centimeters wide, that extend from the north and south walls of the Queen's Chamber and stop dead at stone doors with copper handles. The doors were discovered recently using a robot. Some believe that they could lead to a secret chamber. While the pyramids at Giza tend to get all the attention, there are many other equally interesting pyramids in Egypt, including the stepped pyramids. In fact, one of the first pyramids constructed by the Egyptians can be found at Saqqara and appears to have been constructed around 4,700 years ago. Built as the tomb of the Egyptian king Djoser, it has stepped sides and a flat top. The Giza complex wasn't just for tombs to the pharaohs. The funerary complex around the Great Pyramid at Giza includes two mortuary temples connected by a causeway, tombs for Khufu's immediate family and members of his court, and three smaller pyramids for Khufu's wives. The step pyramid architect was later worshipped as a god. The Great Pyramid of Khufu weighs, according to some estimates, a whopping 5,150,000 tons. To put that staggering number into perspective, the Burj Khalifa weighs a paltry 500,000 tons. In 1877, Dr. Joseph Sayce thought he had found an interesting discovery. He showed that the Great Pyramid of Giza is located exactly at the intersection of the longest line of longitude and the longest line of latitude. But of course, this is not true. The longest line of latitude is the equator, and all lines of longitude are, by definition, of equal length. In fact, the pyramid lies at 30 degrees north and 31 degrees east. Building a pyramid on the scale of the Great Pyramid of Giza is no small undertaking. But how long did they take to build? 100 years? 500? In fact, according to some estimates, it took just 23 years to build the Great Pyramid of Giza. To put that into perspective, Notre Dame took nearly 200 years to complete. Whenever people think about ancient Egypt, hieroglyphics are one of the things that are assumed to be present in or inside the pyramids. However, this is not the case, at least not for a long time. Most of the internal areas are accessible to the general public of the pyramids or completely devoid of them. However, this all changed in 2011, when researchers finally found some in a secret chamber, thanks to a little help from a robot. To build a structure as large as the Great Pyramid of Giza in as short as a few decades must have taken a lot of labor. While estimates vary, most modern Egyptologists believe the work was done by a core group of no more than 10,000 to 20,000 experienced workers and support staff, though this may have expanded to as many as 50,000 for some projects and periods. That is still a lot, especially considering that the population of ancient Egypt was probably not much more than 1.5 million. The pyramids might have been aligned using gnomons. The Great Pyramid of Giza is aligned along with the cardinal points, north, south, east, and west. Experts have struggled to explain how this was achieved, as the Egyptians did not have access to a compass. It has been suggested that the Egyptians used the autumnal equinox, when the sun is directly above Earth's equator and daylight hours equal those of night, to achieve this. This may have been done using a tool known as a gnomon. Similar to a sundial, the process involves placing a vertical rod in the ground to project a shadow, and by tracing out its path, an observer can use a piece of string to draw a line from east to west. The result is very close to the alignment of the pyramid. We still don't really know how they were built. Despite being the subject of innumerable studies for centuries, we are still not entirely sure how these amazing structures were actually built. While many claims are made of some breakthrough discovery about the process, ultimately these are all just theories. This is especially the case given the immense size of the blocks that make up the pyramids. We still do not know exactly how they were shaped, moved, and lifted into place. Obviously, it was possible, but exactly how did they do it? Each pyramid would cost around 1B to build today. The number of workers needed aside, the cost of building materials, equipment, etc. to make the Great Pyramid of Giza would cost a fair bit today. According to some estimates, it would likely cost a bit over 1B to build similar structures today. This is actually not bad, considering the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, was completed in 2009 at a cost of 1.5 billion. According to estimates, the cost of the limestone needed for the construction of the Great Pyramid would likely have cost $776 million. Wages, travel time, plant hire, etc. costing an estimated $102 million on top of that. The pyramids still hold secrets. While we have learned a lot about these mysterious ancient buildings, they have not given up all their secrets just yet. Employing the latest in modern science, researchers have recently discovered a large, as yet unexplored, chamber inside the Great Pyramid of Giza. By utilizing particle physics, the chamber was shown to be around 100 feet, 30 meters, and appears to have not been ravaged by tomb raiders. Just what lies in wait for archaeologists inside it is anyone's guess. And that, Egyptomaniacs, is your lot for today. The pyramids of Giza truly deserve their honorific title as one of the ancient wonders of the world.